And then after that, it goes into like what a lot of people didn't like was the slow part, I guess, the slow part, because it gets really political.
It does, dude. It gets really political. It gets really well. I think it gets most political season four for sure.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause you find out about the Eldian, right, and the
Mm-hmm.
Marlians or whatever, and you find out like basically like they were treated like they literally were, these people were being persecuted about shit that happened like thousands of years ago, you know? And that and there's this one scene in the fourth season. We'll go back to like the politics, but there's this one scene in the fourth season where like Gabby is talking to this girl whose mom got eaten, and the whole time the girl's like, "Yeah, but what did my mom do to you guys that she deserves to get eaten?" And then Gabby goes, "But your ancestors." And the girl's like, "Dude, but what did my mom do to deserve to get?" And then she just hammers that in. And I thought that scene was so important, like about the politics and like about the whole story, that like they told the Eldians that they had to feel this certain way for shit that they didn't even do. Like those people, those current people didn't do shit. And so then going back to the politics or whatever in like the third season, right? Where it's
Second
like
season,
second season, where it's like basically like
the
the
military police versus the scouts and the royal guards, right? Isn't that what it was?
the
No,
royal
it was like
yeah
the military police, the scouts, and then the
the
other.
Guardian regiment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Guardians basically were, it was that general, that bald old general, I think uh Plexus or something. Fuck, I forgot his name. Uh it was that general, and then it was the scouts, and then it was the MPs. And dude, the basically they realized that the fucking government like wasn't protecting them. Basically they only wanted to protect the inner cities. And there's that, and then they finally realized that when like
Okay.
Irwin,
The garrison regiment, the survey
Garrison
corps,
regiment.
and the military police brigade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We just
Yeah,
had
dude.
to get that out of the
Basically,
way so like the nerds don't flame us later.
dude, nerds flame me, dude, because honestly, I just watched it and I'm just stoked. So I might not get it all right, but yeah, dude. I don't know. I personally, I never thought it was too slow. Really, never thought it was too slow. I always thought every episode gave you like a certain piece of the story
Mm.
to like keep you going. Like I never felt like an episode was like a filler, basically. Every episode had something either in the middle, towards the end, or like a resolution that was just like that was needed.
Yeah. I think that when season 2 came out, it was right after Annie gets captured. And it was all that action, right? And that's when they
Dude,
started
yeah.
diving into like more of the politics and talks about like the religious aspect of Attack on Titan, and how the king has influence over the three factions even though he doesn't have power. And
Hmm.
it's just a lot of world building. And
Dude, yeah.
like in season 2, I remember watching it, and there's that one scene when Connie was like, "Oh, why is that Titan reminds me of my mom?
Oh
Strangely,
yeah.
reminds me of my mom."
Because he said the Titan who's laying on her back or whatever,
Mhm.
because they go to the town because they real yeah. But the Titan said something to him.
Yeah,
She like whispers something really weird, and
she,
then he like
she
gets all freaked out.
he like she the Titan groans his name, and Connie was like, "Oh, did that Titan just say my name?"
Yeah.
And and dude, they were just dropping hints hardcore in that fucking show.
All the time,
Dude, they're
dude.
all
All
like,
the time.
they're like, oh, like where are all the dead bodies? Where are these Titans coming from? This and that. And you come to
Well,
find
that
out,
was yeah.
and then you come to find out later that the Titans in the towns that they were killing were their own
Hmm.
people,
Well, dude,
right?
you're right, because when Connie goes to this town and doesn't see any blood or anything, because they even say there's no limbs, there's no blood, there's nothing. I was like, oh, people are turning into Titans. Like the people they're killing are like people in villages and stuff. So that's when I started to think like, okay, so then like do people just randomly start morphing into Titans? And then later on you realize that it's the Beast Titan, Zeke, with fucking spinal fluid bullshit.
Yeah, but then
And then he has got
or like
what's up?
or like when they reveal that everybody is a Titan because they're children of Ymir.
The Eldians.
Eldians, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, is everyone a Titan or are they Eldian? Like,
So
can every Eldian turn into a Titan?
I don't know if they really talked about it in the anime yet, but basically, well, we find all this out when they at the end of season 3, right? When they finally get to the basement and they start reading from Aaron's dad's journal.
Yeah, the three books.
Yeah, and then you find out that the Eldians are a descendant from the king. The king is the one who gave him the power to. Okay, so you find out that the Eldians are a descendant of a certain race, right? Who,
yeah,
I think they're called children of Ymir.
Yeah,
because they have the abilities to turn into Titans.
Yeah,
and the king controls basically all those people. And
King Fritz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wasn't Ymir? Didn't Ymir make a deal with like a Titan or something, and then that's how the children of Ymir came to be? Because there's that one picture of like a girl holding an apple to like a Titan, and then she turns into like the female Titan. She turns into some Titan, but
she turns.
Is that how it went down?
I think she turns into the founding Titan. I believe that's it.
Yes, the founding Titan. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so the direct descendants of the royal bloodline, those are the ones who are supposed to inherit the Titans, I believe, or they have the most power of a Titan. Like if they were to inherit one of these 7 Titans abilities, then they would be one of the strongest. Like Zeke, Zeke developed different powers because he's a direct blood relative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. So if you're a direct blood relative, like royal blood, and you inherit a Titan, you're basically a stronger version.
Yeah. Like Aaron, he has the power of the founding Titan, but he can't really activate a lot of his powers.
No, he has another one though too.
Well, that's in season 4.
Oh, no, he has 2. 4. No, he has 3 Titans.
Yeah.
He's got the founding, the Warhammer, and
attack. The attack. Yeah, yep. but he so in the beginning I think he has the attack and the founding Titan power, right? Because his dad took it.
Yes, he has both.
Yeah, because his dad, you find out at the end of season 3, ate a royal bloodline who has the founding Titan ability. So all these people are descendants from Ymir, and that's why there was this huge war. So there was a huge war between the normal people and the descendants of Ymir, and they're the ones who basically wreak havoc because technology was so primitive, and they have all this power.
Yeah,
and yeah. So it was the lore goes, the king decides to call a truce and take all his descendants onto an island and all his Titans to wall themselves in as a means to atone for the sins that his bloodline has caused. But this is
dude, of course, I got a huge problem with that. But yeah, so, go on.
And like you kind of find all this out later because there are multiple different versions of what happened.
Yes,
and like
the government.
Because the government, so like the government in season 2, you kind of find out that the church was hiding the fact that they're all Titans to establish some sort of government or some sort of system of loyalty, right? So the king uses his founding Titan power to make everybody forget that they're Titans, or make them forget that they're from a different place.
Yeah.
And so you find all these things out, and like even at the end of season 1, when Annie busts that hole into the wall and you see that fucking giant Titan's face.
Dude, that threw me off so hard because I had no idea. That threw me off so hard.
And you're like, wait a minute, this Titan's bigger than the fucking Colossal Titan.
Colossal, yeah.
It's it's about this. It's a little bit smaller than the Colossal Titan, right?
Yeah, but there's like apparently there's millions of them
Yeah.
within the walls or whatever.
Yeah, so then you find out in season 4 that the king took all of those people, all those giant titans away, and they used their hardened abilities to create the 3 walls. Yeah.
And yeah, dude, I don't know. And then I like that whole story.